The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And as I see our first text coming in here, 312-591-8300. Brian checking in from 219. He says, Brian, don't forget to play the Queen Biscuit mashup this morning. Now, we do it on Mondays. Well, listen, I think we all need it today a little bit. Kenzie, you up for it?
Oh, my God. Go.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, mother. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit. Let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
Okay. We all needed that, right? Whether you went to Twisted last night, it's just Thursday, you're getting close to the holidays, you're a little ragged. Wow. Thanks, man. Thanks, Brian. Hope that helped you out. We don't know. We want to kind of save that for Mondays because we have M&M, Bee Gees for Fridays. Maybe we need one for every morning, a different mashup.
Every single morning. Well, don't you make me remember every single thing that's mashing.
Yeah.
Because I will not. So I'll be like, isn't there a song we're supposed to play today? What day is it?
So it's Brian and Kenzie, Q101. And thanks for checking in, that Proof of Life check-in at 312-591-8300. Yes, Q101 Twisted Christmas, again, night 2 was explosive. It was ridiculous with Lovejoy. People, we'll talk about this in a little while, but people waited out 24 hours overnight at the Aragon to get in there, and it was packed when the doors opened, which, people kind of filter in. You got to go to work. You got to get there eventually. You have school, whatever. That wasn't the case last night. The line was around, not past the Uptown Lounge, to Broadway, up Broadway, past the Green Mill, for about a mile. I said, when I pulled up, I was like, whoa, is there a problem with security? Is there no one not letting people in? No, they were. Everyone was getting in fine. It just was that many people were there right at 6 for doors open, and actually really hours and hours before.
It was insanity. So when we were doing our stage announcement yesterday, Brian, the people right behind us, because we do the stage announcement kind of in the pit with the crowd as the background, and then they put it on the screen. So
Cool.
you have listeners and stuff right behind you. It's really fun. And who was right behind us was, I would say, younger. I definitely put him in college, early college.
Even younger.
If that. Yeah,
I,
maybe
think,
younger.
I think there was some high school people there too.
And they had spent the night. They said they got in line at 8:30 the prior night. So while the Black Keys were on, they were in line for Lovejoy.
The security was probably saying, yeah, you can go in. No, I'm not here for Black Keys. I'm here for Lovejoy tomorrow. What?
That is insanity.
Yeah.
And my mother instinct kicked in, and I'm like, do your parents know where you are? Because it's kind of dangerous. So I was well, I don't know how I feel about that. Was there a lock on your tent? Excuse me, Missy.
I told Megan this, my wife, when I got home, and I said, you know my stories. You know all my stories. My dad wouldn't let me go to a concert. Even all the stuff I did that my dad didn't know about when I was, high school. But for some reason, I couldn't get to a concert, without him knowing. So he didn't let me go because he said people get stabbed down there.
I just like that all of them.
Yeah, everyone. It doesn't matter. Dad, I want to go see Lionel Richie. I know. People get stabbed down there. Dad, come on. I want to go see Kenny G, Dad. No. They get stabbed down there. My dad wasn't wrong, 100%. Especially if you go back to the Aragon days a little while back.
Luckily, no one stabbed at the Aragon Ballroom during 2 nights of Twisted Christmas so far.
Stabless.
I just want to make that
That's
clear.
far.
Anybody on the fence about buying a bleachers ticket, zero stabbing so far.
Listen, people know Chicago, and that area now has, as Kenzie gave me a ride home last night, it has $3 million homes by the Aragon.
It's
Oh, my
very nice.
God.
Yeah, it is not the old, 20, 30 year ago at Lawrence Avenue part of Broadway where you had to run off the red line stop. I tried to jump one time to the exit just to get in the Aragon. The train was still rolling.
Episode of Squid Games.
I did a stop, drop, and roll off the red line and got in to go see Papa Roach at the Aragon.
Hey, worth it. If that would have been your last night, would have been a night well spent.
Oh, no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. But, to your point, Kenzie, you have a child on the way, and I have a 1-year-old, and I'm thinking, like, what am I going to do when they get to that point of, I want to go sleep out at the Aragon for 2 days to wait for Lovejoy?
I lose my mind.
Yeah.
No, I do stupid stuff all the time, but like, how dare you?
Yeah.
You're not going to do that.
No, you cannot do that. Now, I wonder, we didn't really get an answer because it was so loud in there, but I wonder if their moms were parked up across the street and just watched them for 24 hours, or they stayed in a car or a tent. I don't know.
You could also, in these situations, as your kid gets older, you can air tag them. That's a trick. Throw an air tag on your kid because they can... You do it on a belt loop, in a purse, in the bag. Make sure they bring it with them, in their wallet, whatever. And I know a lot of parents who do that at Lollapalooza or any of the other like music festivals because it's such like it's insanity. So it's like, okay, no matter what, they got that thing on them. I can pay attention.
I tracked Megan yesterday. She was going to Mariano's. I go, you went a little past Mariano's. Where are you going?
Jesus.
Checking out somebody.
She's probably trying to run away.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So coming up with a fact at 6:30 here that makes your brain just blow up. Everybody out there can have a super fast way to $1 million. And I mean, this is real. So we're going to talk about this, the best way to do it, coming up here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
No.
Everybody listening can be a millionaire. Everybody.
Why are you here today then? You should be working on that.
Well, who says I'm
called in?
Who says I'm not? Maybe when I get the million. But you know what? It's a passion that I get up every day not to lose, to come in here and entertain the masses here in Chicago.
You still lose when you come in here sometimes.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Time for facts to make your brain just go. All right, so everybody can be a millionaire if you want to be. I mean, if you just, put the work in. Okay, that's not true. It's very tough out
stop.
there. I know. So here's the question I want to throw at you. Would you rather get $1 million handed to you right now or earn 3 cents for every step you take the rest of your life? What sounds like the richer proposition?
Well, let's say, okay, hold on.
You're going to do the math here. I know it. I'm going to give you the math.
Let's say you
need
do 20,000 steps in a day.
Well, that's ridiculous. Let's say you better go lower than that.
That would be $6,000 in one day.
Correct. But no one's doing 20,000 steps a day.
So 10,000 would then be,
let's say realistic.
$3,000.
$3,000 a day.
Times 365.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Actually, you're wrong. 10,000 steps a day is $300 a day. 10,000 steps.
All I did is 30 cents.
Yeah. 3 cents.
3 cents.
3 cents.
Wait, so 10,000 steps a day is how much?
$300 a day.
So 300 times.
You want to do 7 first and go for a week?
Okay.
Pretty good salary.
Times 7.
Yep.
Is 2,100.
Yep.
So that's kind of nice.
Pretty good.
So let's do 3,000
What is that a year?
times. Oh wait, 300. God, I hate doing math. I hate when you bring this stuff on our show.
I have the numbers, but I'm just letting you go. I'm just letting you do
You
it.
have the numbers?
I do, yeah. So 2,100 a week.
Why would you waste my life like this?
You decided to waste your life by doing the math. I didn't ask you to do
you're never
math.
prepped, so I figured I have.
Very prepped today.
Okay, what do you got?
So if you do that, let's say it's 10,000 steps a day, you get 3 cents for every step you take. That's $300 a day, $2,100 a week. That's a good salary.
Yep.
$109,200 per year. That is.
So how long would it take to get to $1 million?
9 years to get to $1 million. But then after that, you're all gravy. You're making more than that million.
Oh yeah, so then I would probably take that.
You would. You'd rather wait 9 years not knowing what could happen in your life. Like people that win the lottery, they take way less to get it right away because they figure, I want all the money right now because who knows if I get to buy a car in 3 years. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but then I don't need the money.
But you're only getting, you didn't enjoy like let's say it was a $300 million jackpot, whatever it is. But you get the $1 million a year
but
for.
if you're going to get $1 million,
yeah,
you're going to that's not enough to, like nowadays, that's not enough to.
Go to Jewel.
Well, I'm 28. I'm not.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm done. I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life.
At this point, you can be 60 and $1 million's not going to get you the rest of your life.
So they say you need several million to even retire at 65. So $1 million. So I'd rather roll the dice and hopefully. I mean, that's a big salary.
$109,000 a year is big.
That's really nice. And if you have if you just also did your normal job on top of it. Now you could be way above. Because I think middle class for Illinois, which is wild, Middle class goes all the way up to, I think, $157,000 a year.
That is stupid.
Which is insane, 'cause I would be like, I'm so rich and still considered middle class.
You'd be throwing like $10 bills just when you walked home just on the street if you were making 157.
157.
God.
But you're
glorious.
middle class still.
That's
So this
sad.
would put you, if you could get a little bit higher earning of a job, like if you could get one in that 75 plus zone.
Sure.
With this, you'd finally not be middle class in Illinois. You'd be
Hello.
upper, baby.
I remember like when there was the person on the street that you heard their dad made $100,000 a year. That was rich. That
Yeah.
wasn't middle class.
It
That
just
was
doesn't
rich.
go as far anymore.
I know. It sucks.
Unfortunately.
Case, what would you rather do? So 3 cents a day, or 3 cents
A step.
a step for every step you take the rest of your life, or $1 million just handed to you.
I want the $1 million handed to me because if I get the $1 million, I can walk less. You know what I mean? I'm not doing a whole lot of walking if I got $1 million in my
walk
pocket.
so much. Like I did 20,000 because I on average get 15 to 20,000 a day in steps.
Really? You still right now you're getting 20,000 some days?
15 to 20.
This is what she does, bro. She works out, even though she's super, super pregnant and looks
am.
beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Jesus.
She works out all the time. I want to make sure.
You can't say, well, she's super, super pregnant and then not say something nice after because then it's mean.
I mean, she is pregnant.
Like,
Kenzie-
you gotta follow up with something nice.
Kenzie, this is what I've been saying this week is, people have been asking me, they come up to me at Twisted Christmas when you're not next to me, and they're going like, how's Kenzie doing? I go, she's doing okay. It hit me this week just how pregnant she is. And I
Jesus.
just want to point out how beautiful you look.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you guys didn't realize because I was trying to bring up, I'm like, okay, this is going to be really hard on me. So, like, I show up, we have stage announcements every night.
Yep.
And I show up, like, I'm like, okay, I can do about 2 hours at Twisted each night, all dressed up with the amount of stairs at the Aragon is
Lot of stairs.
unbelievable.
Lot of stairs.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but they go, like my body starts to hurt. And you guys are like, you'll be fine. And then like I feel like I'm showing up and you're like, maybe because I sit during the show. I don't know if you don't know what I look like, but you're like, oh wow, yeah, no, you're gonna give birth soon.
That's what happened was in the studio, we have these tall chairs with wheels on them. And on Monday, I watched Kenzie just about bite the dust on said tall chair with wheels, and I had to get you a new chair, and that's when it sank
Wheelless,
in.
yeah.
I was like, oh, she's actually very pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
this is good. Okay, this
No,
is
it's
good to
not
know.
a joke. What if by my due date, I just like unstrap a big fake belly and I'm like, gotcha.
It'd be on brand.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah, it'd be very.
No, it's super real. My accurate story.
So, how many steps did you take yesterday, Case? Look at 3 cents for every step, or $1 million handed to you. $3. I'm sorry. 3 cents for every step. Yeah, like I said it.
Yesterday, I took 11,250 steps.
See, that's good. Look at you, scooting and booting.
That's about what I do every day.
Now here's
That's good.
what is the problem? Because I drop you off at home, and then you go to Jewel and you go back in your apartment. You're there all day. How'd you get 11,000 steps? And I only got 3,718 steps.
You only took 3,700 steps?
That's all I had yesterday.
That's nothing, Brian.
I know it is, but what do we
You
do
were
different?
at the Aragon. How do you?
I don't understand that. I did the steps that Kenzie did pregnant. I did the same steps.
You know what it is? I think it's for your height too, though. Because I'm like a chihuahua. When you guys walk, I take like 7 steps every time you take one. Like, you ever seen like a German Shepherd and then like a small dog next to it just fighting for its life to keep up? That's just where we're at. So I get more steps than you.
Good. I feel
For
better about. I
stride.
feel better about myself. Why don't my longer steps count as 2 or 3 then?
Because they're
you
not
only
steps.
took 1 step.
But I'm saying, why doesn't Apple have an update for that crap? They have all these other updates.
No, because you're still not moving your body as much. You're just tall. You just got to get to.
You want like a
moving.
formula that says if you were 5'10", this is how many steps you would have taken.
Correct. I want them to put in height and weight instead of just my steps.
Wait, that's still the only amount of steps you took. It doesn't matter.
No one listens to me. I want credit for the longer step because I'm carrying more weight and height.
I may be carrying more weight than you right now.
Maybe.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Remember, it's Ticket Blitz Thursday, And we have Jack Antonoff from the Bleachers calling up at 8 a.m. So,
Jack Antonoff.
I said what did I say? The Antonoff, the Bleachers.
I don't know what you said.
Listen, we're up for 2 days straight here. It's not going to be perfect today.
Oh my
like
God.
it usually is. It's usually perfect.
Yeah, it's usually shiny, beautiful.
So Jack Antonoff, Bleachers, 8 a.m. We'll have the interview. He's going to call up. It's awesome. And then we will have tickets for tonight's Q101 Twisted Christmas with Bleachers, Mr. Wives, and Chicago and Sincere Engineer. Chicago bands are really showing their stuff. This is the third night in a row when you had Local 8's night one. Last night, Bridget Calls Me Baby, which we'll talk about them later on. We're going to play their music because they are just going to take over the world.
I did feel bad, though, like in the sense that multiple people kept calling them Brenda Has a Baby because of this show.
Because you started that.
I can't help it. It's what I hear. I don't know. I'm like, Brenda Has a Baby. I love them.
People are putting up some memes I saw yesterday. Brenda had a baby played Twisted.
Oh my God. It's just what I hear.
Yeah.
But they were so good.
They were just that unique, different thing that they're going all in on that I love. They're not just making an alternative rock song band or whatever. They're doing something that's going to be unique.
So the lead singer, his voice is beautiful, genuinely. And I told them that, like, we had to take a picture with them last night to meet them for just a second. We couldn't bother them too much. But I was like, you guys actually like a beautiful set. Like, it was like pretty to listen to, genuinely.
And he is pretty. The lead singer is beautiful.
Well, he's very, he reminds me of Elvis from like the current movie.
Yes.
You know?
That actor, whatever his name is.
Oh, God, what's his name? Casey,
You remember his name, Case?
Oh, Austin Butler?
That's
Yes.
it. Good job.
He really is very, very Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Just in general, how he looks.
Yeah.
He has the swoopy hair, and he's wearing the leather pants, and he's just a vibe.
Yeah, got that pompadour, that hair. Oof.
It's very wafty.
I interviewed him yesterday, and I ran my fingers through his hair.
No,
during
you
the
didn't.
I did. So here's the thing. I do an interview series on Q101's YouTube channel called A Case For. They come out every Monday. I'm trying to get our video editor to get this one to me sooner, but it is his busiest week of the year. He doesn't really want more things to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this interview out as soon as possible because I did run my fingers through his hair, and most of the interview is me telling him how pretty he is.
Wow.
And he's a nice guy.
A super nice guy and talented and all that. So we'll play that later on. We'll talk more about that then. But People Magazine's 25 most intriguing people of the year. Well, who do you think came in number one on that? I think it's kind of obvious when you think about 2023. It'll be looked back upon as Taylor Swift's year. And that's totally fair. She deserves everything. People just love to hate on her because they think there's a joke or it's funny there.
Well,
but
the problem is she's had a really successful year, so it's been in everyone's face, and people get tired of seeing someone over and over again. But it's like, it's not her fault that there's a million 15-year-old screaming girls who will talk about nothing else and who will watch a football game just because she went. You're kind of like blaming her, like she's just going to things.
yeah, like she started off doing songs on a flatbed truck for 15 people.
Yeah.
So if anybody deserves success, you should root for that. And I'll say this. She saved lives this year because the money she gave in charity, so like the truck driver, she gave me each like $100,000 in her crew, gave literally millions, hotel businesses that boomed because she came to town.
Like even my mom lives in Minneapolis, and there was a pizza place. So when they ordered food, first off, the businesses that they ordered from like local restaurants in every city to get like pizza and stuff like that to feed the staff.
Yeah.
And you're talking these checks are like $60,000, like $30,000, like life changing. Those are our bills for several months as a restaurant checks that were provided to to smaller, restaurants and stuff. And then it put them on the map. So like there's this pizza place and my mom's like, I really want to try it. It's the one that Taylor Swift ordered from. And everyone started talking about it. And now every single day there's a line around the block to their restaurant. So it helped like all these local restaurants. It was very cool.
Everything she did like filtered in to, I guarantee it saved someone's life because of the money she gave that helped out those people that are struggling because they work for her or they just work in a city where she came to, like Chicago, and it made a boom of money coming in. So you can think of it that way, and maybe you'll get rid of some of that hate. Because I get it. When like you just said, when someone's in your face all the time, it's like, oh.
Yeah, you just get sick of seeing them. It just happens. Yeah.
It didn't help to start dating like, Travis Kelce and all, invaded the NFL fan base stuff and all that crap, too.
But again, she hasn't like tried to perform or anything. She just went.
Well, it's funny because there was a quote from her saying, I just discovered football. And I really realized what I've missed out on my entire life. She said that like a couple days ago, and I believe her that she just didn't watch
because
football.
she's been singing and writing music and since she was 15.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure earlier, like, she started a passion for it, but really professionally, like, 15. And, I mean, that album boomed when she was, like, 60. I mean, she's probably just been all in on that. I don't think she got to do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. So there she is. And, like, Laura just texted 847, so tired of hearing about Taylor Swift. Give props to those people who are saving lives daily. Well, yeah, of course. There's paramedics out there and hospital and nurses, the people listening to the show. Yeah. But we're giving props to her for what she did, too. You can do both.
Well, you were saying if you hate her, think of it this way.
Yeah, you can.
Not that she's the biggest hero around.
Yeah.
But if it's been annoying that she's been around a lot, just think that it actually did some good.
Yeah. Laura, don't think that way because you can do both. We do that every day, talk about the people that serve in the military, and we have Carl the paramedic who checks in every day, and the firemen that were actually at night one. I did the whiskey tasting with Local H, and I wish I remember where they were at, what suburb. But these firemen came in, and it was so cool to hear this guy. At the end, I was just talking to him about it being a fireman. I said, "Is it like Chicago Fire?" And they laughed. Of course, that's not like Chicago Fire,
That's
the
your
TV
question
show.
every time.
I know.
When do you have your answer?
Have you been to Lottie's, which is Molly's, that bar in Bucktown? But the guy said, 9 years of my life. It's the best job I've ever had, and it's the best job in the world, being a fireman in Chicago, he said. And, people like to crap on their job a lot. And this guy was so proud of a job that risks his life. You know what I mean?
Aww.
It was so impactful to me just hearing him say that because some people say like, this sucks about it, but it's okay. This guy was like, best job in the world, being a Chicago fireman. So it's okay to say Taylor Swift saved lives and firemen in Chicago save lives too. You can do it the same way. It's okay.
A lot of saving out here.
Trying to save everybody.
People be saving.
It's very difficult.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And, I just mentioned Carl the paramedic, one of our regulars here in the 6 o'clock hour. He shouted out when I gave him a shout out about, people that do that every day here in Chicago taking care of people. But he says he's also a veteran, Army veteran. So,
oh, my God. Could he do any more things for us?
Why is it that people like Carl the paramedic, our listeners, they set the bar not only a little bit higher than me or you? I don't want to speak for everybody in the room. Case especially, though, sets the bar way too high for Case. He's way out of there.
I can't keep up with that.
No, a paramedic and an Army veteran.
I've got nothing.
Yeah.
I am nothing.
Yeah.
Someone texted in and said Sam texted in and was like, you guys are awesome, though. Like, you entertain us in the morning. You inform people. You guys are great. And they go, but not Case. He sexually harasses lead singers.
Oh, my God. I didn't see that text. Here's the thing. I'm going to clear my name right now. I'm going to clear my name of these allegations.
Oh, I don't know about this.
So for
You're
anybody
going to dig a hole.
For anybody that just joined us, I was just talking about how I interviewed Chicago's own Bridget Calls Me Baby last night, and I ran my fingers through the lead singer's hair. This all started because I talked to him. I said, I'm not going to touch you, but I think you're so beautiful.
A lot of cases dates start that way.
I'm not going to touch you.
Even now with my girlfriend, I'm not going to touch you. I told him, I said, I'm not going to touch you, but I think you're so beautiful. And then he looks at me in his dreamy little eyes, and he goes, you can touch the hair if you want. And I said, really? And then I looked at our cameraman, and he didn't know what to do. He said, really? Go ahead and touch it. And then I ran my fingers through his hair. It was the most consensual of all consent. It was beautiful. It was a loving moment.
We're going to need the video to confirm that.
Okay, talk to Zach about it.
We want to make sure really what happened.
Case just mauls this guy and puts the video.
What if we watch the video and he's humping his face?
I know, you're going to look like a golden retriever in the video. Get off of him.
We will have that video before the end of the show today to verify.
Oh, God. I'm gonna try to get it.
Here's Gil with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Walmart and Target are the most popular for in-store shopping during the holiday season. The least popular? Soiled linens and things. 65-year-old Sharon Stone says just as many people want to sleep with her now as ever. Look, Sharon, if you want to be the golden bachelorette, just tell them. A woman in Vietnam says she lived off of water and soda for 50 years. For more on that diet, talk to a supermodel. And Beetlejuice 2 wrapped production. A bit of advice: when you see it in theaters, avoid sitting next to Lauren Boebert. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.